What's going on, y'all? Greg said it, back at you here. And boy, oh boy, we got a good time coming. I know you all been paying attention to Well Off. You know, he's been going to Vegas, have a good time. See, good old Shador got a haircut. It's business time now. He got that professional look that everybody want now, whatever that means. And I mean, he's coming. He's coming. And speaking of who's coming, how about that trip down to good old Dallas, Texas, with some familiar and not so familiar faces? Been looking for some guys to come into town. We saw Russell down there, all our new guys. We saw Will Shepherd down there. We even saw little Draylon Miller down there in Texas, having a good old football practice on Coach Prime's land, hanging out, getting to know the quarterback, him getting to know them in the off season. No official practice, just them getting to hang out, get to know each other, get a feel for each other. That's the kind of work that they're doing. That's the kind of leader Shador is. That's the kind of arrangements they can make. Get a nice outing, a nice experience on a property like that with a legendary sports athlete like that who's just so happen to be their coach. So what an experience to have access to that, but also to be able to get a workout and you know, with your social engagement. And we got the CEO Caleb Mathis down there and, you know, a few other guys. But what is that telling you? Wonder, what does it tell you about Shador? For people who like to question him and his character, his personality. I mean, it would be clear what his personality is if you had any exposure to him or actually followed him other than just looking for media clicks, like they say. Social media clicks and all of that. But when you look at it, a guy who wants to win, like he said, they put together a trip. Jimmy Horn was there as well, and they got a chance to get some working out during the off season, during the break between the spring and the summer practices coming up. They could have just waited another week or two. I mean, they really supposed to be there coming up real shortly. Matter of fact, if you really think about it, a lot of the guys were like, yeah, I'm going to be in Bold in a few days. I'm going to be there in a few days. And you look up, they're down there in Texas. You really don't know what's going on. You really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Thankfully, you got access to something like a Well Off. You have access to all these different social media resources that allow you to know more about your team than anybody else know about theirs, because you don't know what they're doing during their break, good or bad. But we're able to see that these boys are putting in the work. They're hanging out, but they put in the work. And you're getting to see some of the weapons. Timmons Jr. was down there as well. So all of these guys are pretty much new guys except Caleb and Jimmy. But when you look at it, these are going to be some key pieces. I call it the big boy package. Amarion Miller was there. When you look at Amarion Miller, 6'2". I think Timmons is like 6'2", maybe 6'3". Will Shepherd is like 6'2", 6'3". Then you look at Baby T.O. Russell, it's like 6'4". You know, that's what we were looking for last year when Shane Hooks didn't come in. We went and got, just slipped my mind, number 4. He always slipped my mind at the wrong time. And we were looking for that big receiver, and we never really got it, you know, as far as that big receiver. Tight end, Harrison did okay, Mikey. But when we really look for that big time, big play receiver, we don't only get one, we got several. In combination with the pieces we already have with Wester, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, Mathis kicking in. We got plenty of speedy receivers. Got Draylon Miller, Cam McHale coming in. You have plenty of pieces of speed and quickness, but we have that size where we can easily go quarter trips. Everybody keep talking about a tight end. But what happened when you can go trips, all big boy receivers? It's got to be plenty of matchup problems everywhere. Because one, you got to double team at least a couple of those guys. So much Colorado can do package-wise. I'm just a couch car coach, whatever you want to call it. But even my little imagination say, man, if they use their pieces right, it's going to be a problem. I mean, from the size and the combination of size and the combination of speed at receiver Even in the backfield, just that combination. What if you put both of those running backs in the backfield in the goal line situation? What if you line one of those running backs up and you brought in Smalls or Pearson as a tight end who can lead block because they big defensive guys. You know they got that, they can take that contact, but they're athletic enough to come out the backfield and catch a pass and go for something. It's so many weapons that people don't know because they don't know the players, that if you combine them the right way, it's an endless combination of just a beautiful thing, football-wise. Combination of power and speed in the backfield, combination of quickness and speed and size at receivers, and a quarterback who can thread that needle. A quarterback who working on his craft in and out. The only thing that he's missing is he probably need to bring one of them two backup quarterbacks with him. I think I saw the Virginia Tech quarterback out there. The next thing we need to start seeing is a little protege that we can know we got somebody behind him who can carry the torch. And we're not talking about next year. We're talking about if need be this year. That's the only thing I haven't seen. Is one of them backup quarterbacks need to be up under him everywhere he go. I don't care if they're carrying his Gatorade bottle. They need to serve. They need to be there working with him, seeing what he's doing, working with the quarterback coach. Every time he's working, one of them quarterbacks need to be there. We see him with the receivers. We seen them with the line. We haven't seen them with the running backs. But that's the only thing that I would want to see, is them starting to, as a quarterback unit, hang together and glean from what he's bringing and from his wisdom and experience. And make sure there's a consistency and play there. But outside of that, if you don't see this team and see something really, really special or scary if you're an opponent, you don't know football. And you're in a fallacy. You're in a delusional state if you can't see what's really coming with Colorado. Because they have really too many weapons in the name at receiver. They got plenty of weapons at running back. And they also have a pretty solid line with a lot of depth. And we're not even going to get into defense in the depth they got there. There's no way you can say in your right mind this team is not a winning program or a barely winning program or a team that everybody better watch out for. We're not scraping by with a team that got a lot of holes in it and really was a 75 team with holes in it. You're talking about a very in-depth team with a lot of experience. Y'all want to keep in mind, when y'all talk about Colorado, pay attention to what they're showing you. They're not showing you everything, but pay attention to what they're showing you. They got a whole lot of weapons and a guy that can get the ball to his weapons. Now, what does that mean? Number one quarterback on most people's list, but you haven't seen the respect given to his receiver room. You don't have a number one quarterback without people to throw the ball to. So that means he's that good of a quarterback, then somewhere you're going to have to respect his receivers. His receivers going to have to perform because he's able to get the ball by default. So how do you not even acknowledge his receiving core? He's number one quarterback, but his receiver core is not in the top 10. I don't know what top you got him in, but that's kind of like weird because he can't be a number one quarterback if he's not throwing the ball and throwing the ball, people catching it and producing. So it goes hand in hand, guys. Pay attention. I'm Greg with Greg Said It. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all soon.